these moments of fear and these moments of anxiety and worry to control our life, God. The world wants that to happen, Lord, but we need to be strong, Lord.
Hi guys, good morning. Welcome to another beautiful day. It's a great day to have a great day. So every Tuesday morning, I meet the 3 other women in my community group, 6:30 at a local place, and we just catch up, we check in on each other, we share what God is teaching us, we share anything that we're struggling with, we talk about our marriages and what's going on and how we can be encouraging one another to be great wives inside our marriages. Cashmere meets every Thursday with the husbands of those wives, and then every other week we meet all together as a group. It's just a way of doing life together and living authentically, sharing what's truly going on. I think we live in such a connected yet disconnected world. It's so important to have people in your life that you have fully allowed into every facet, right? Like you share the good and the bad and the ugly. It's just like people to walk with. And I have been going every Tuesday at 8 a.m. to a yoga sculpt class at Core Power where I do my hot yoga, just because it's honestly so convenient. I'm already out of the house. I'm already close by. We typically wrap up a little bit before 8, so I just like zip right over and go straight to yoga. So that's why I made a really quick smoothie when I got home, just because I want to get nutrients in ASAP, especially after hot yoga, and especially because this is a later morning for me. So going from my adrenal cocktail all the way to now where it's almost 10 to make breakfast, I don't like to go that long without eating, especially again after an intense workout. So I like to get some fuel in, and then I go and like shower and kind of take my time with picking up the house and having a little bit of my morning. I don't feel like I have to just come home and like scarf some eggs down, but I'm still very hungry. So let's make some breakfast. Clearly very monochromatic today. This is like almost the exact same shade. I want to talk rhythms for a second because it feels very relevant today, and this is truly something that has absolutely transformed my life and most definitely my health. Instead of having just routines and structured rules I have to follow, I'm really truly obsessed with this idea of rhythms. The Lord knit rhythms into our bodies, into the world, into the way the sun rises and falls every day, the way that our bodies respond to that. We as women obviously have a monthly rhythm to our life, to our bodies, and to how we feel. The reason I share about this is because, as I said, today being a Tuesday, Tuesdays are a little bit of a different day for me. Mondays and Wednesdays I consider my creative day. So I wake up, I get myself together because I know I'm more productive when I'm like at least somewhat put together. I go up to my office. Wednesday evenings, Cashmere and I serve in the premarital ministry at our church. And so we don't really get home from that until like 9, which is like way past my normal bedtime, like wind down bedtime. And so Wednesdays are a really long day for me. So I found myself just naturally because of that, really struggling on Tuesdays. Like Tuesdays were hard days for me. I would wake up tired. I would come home from my early morning with the girls and I would just feel exhausted, and I kept trying to like go upstairs and work. And work on projects and be really like creative and productive. And I would just like, honestly, I would just waste my time because I wasn't actually getting anything done. What I would find is I was just like try to push through being tired on Tuesdays. Wednesdays would feel hard. And then the rest of the week, I was just like barely hanging on until the weekend when I felt like I could rest. Because of that, I started incorporating what I consider like my chill days on Tuesdays. I still work, but a couple of things that are different for me. One, I don't really fully put myself together. Today I'm rocking some sweatpants. I didn't do my hair, I just threw a hat on. I just like get really cozy. I don't feel the need to get myself together. It's not like an on-stage day for me. I really task batch Tuesdays to be days where I'm doing a lot of like administrative work. I zero my inbox on Tuesdays and Fridays. That means Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'm not checking my email. Like, let's be real, I'm checking it a little bit, but I'm really like, I take the pressure off of those days to respond to emails. I also do what I consider kind of like my weekly upkeep tasks, kind of allow me in some ways to like turn my brain off a little bit. They're just not as creative, but they have to be done and they keep my life moving forward. I task batch those to happen on Tuesdays, and I really just let that be like kind of the brain space that I'm in. I also let myself work from the couch on Tuesdays if I want to, if that feels right. I can chuck on something on the TV, like chill in a blanket on the couch, work on my emails. Like I can handle that. If I tried to work from the couch every day of the week, like I would never get anything done. But if I try to force myself to spend 40 hours a week sitting at my desk in my office, like I can't possibly be super creative and productive for that much time. And I want my office to be that space where I'm like really checked in and clocked in and like really creative and working on building my business. I think I want to do an entire video on like really specifics on what this looks like for me and how I actually plan my weeks and kind of the rhythms to my days and my task batching and time blocking and all of the things. But that's just a little sneak peek for you on what today is as a Tuesday. I chill on the couch, get some computer work done kind of day. By doing that, by giving my weekdays specific rhythms in my work, I'm also allowing my body to kind of mimic that same rhythm. So Mondays and Wednesdays, my body knows it's like more of an on day. It's more of a high energy day, a creative day. My brain's like really on, my energy's really high. And then Tuesdays I can chill. So I just like literally feel the difference in my body. Like on Tuesdays, I just feel it rest a little, you know? I am still gonna make a matcha because matcha makes me feel good. And even though I'm not like as high energy today, I still want my matcha. It never gets old, y'all. Like, truly. My post-breakfast matcha never gets old. Honestly, is there any better feeling in the whole world than all zeroed inboxes? Lunchtime, I'm gonna keep it super simple today and do some leftovers. One of my hopes in sharing these videos with you is just to show you that nourishing your body and eating healthy doesn't have to be that hard. I hope you guys have seen by this point in the variety of different what I eat in a day vlogs I've shared with you that I really do prioritize efficiency, simplicity. How can I like get nourishment into my body, keep it simple, not overcomplicate it. We actually hosted 2 different meals at our house this past weekend and we did tacos. So I have a little bit of leftover taco meat. This is just grass-fed ground beef with Siete taco seasoning, which you saw from the last vlog. I obsessively bought as much as I could when it was on sale at Whole Foods. I've also got some brown rice, and honestly, I'm just gonna make a very simple taco bowl. This is gonna take me like 2 seconds to throw together, and we're gonna call this lunch. It is afternoon snack time, and you guys already know what's coming. I've decided to start referring to what you've been seeing on a daily basis in the afternoons as my detox trio, because I realized I was doing my raw carrot, my liver lover detox drink, and my dandelion tea. I actually have them listed on my star chart separately, like as 3 separate habits to make sure I'm doing each day, but I realized I was just doing them every afternoon at the same time. So instead, I'm working on my next star chart, and I'm actually going to just be like condensing them into one habit and calling it my detox trio, because it's really easy for me to just do all 3 of those at the same time. But I have introduced one new thing to this afternoon snack moment. I have been adding these gummies. As I was reflecting on my habits lately and what my daily consumption of nourishment has looked like, I realized I really do want to be better about making sure I'm getting carbs and protein in every 2 to 4 hours. I don't know, I think because I've been eating such nourishing meals, I'm struggling a little bit with actually being hungry for snacks, but I want to make sure that I am keeping my blood sugar balanced, because some days dinner doesn't happen until a little bit later, and then you get to that point where you just feel like a little bit groggy and you're just like, ugh, and that's when I know that it's starting to affect my blood sugar, which affects my hormones and my thyroid. And so this is a super simple way to get carbs paired with protein in, especially if you don't feel making much of a snack, right? Like, this is so freaking easy. And also it's just like really easy on your stomach and your digestion. So they're kind of like a mix between like gummies and Jello. Like, I feel like I make them a little bit like denser than Jello, right? This week I did a strawberry lemonade vibe. Collagen peptides, when we talk about collagen, you see my obsession with collagen. I talked about this in the last nutrition Q&A video. If you missed that, I went into all the details about it. But collagen is super good for rebuilding your gut lining. Collagen peptides is just a more broken down version of gelatin. So collagen peptides dissolve in anything hot. Gelatin, not so much. Like, they'll actually gel up like gelatin, right? So that's all this is. It is just fruit juice and gelatin. Gelatin is super high in amino acid glycine, which is really important for building up glutathione. And glutathione is one of the most important antioxidants in the body. It helps to detox and fight free radicals. So believe it or not, the childhood Jello we all grew up on, although that's totally not true, because let's be real, Jello that we grew up on was like loaded with food dyes and artificial sugars and all of that junk. I did the math on it, and it's basically equal carbs and protein. So pairing that with the carrot here in the afternoon, I figured this is just a great way to get a little extra protein, glycine, and continue to keep my blood sugar balanced through dinner. Let's go. Because I just used half a lime to squeeze on my lunch, I'm just going to, instead of using a lemon today, I'm just gonna finish this one off and sub the lemon for some lime juice. Start dinner, but first I am so excited about this package. I've been like tracking it, waiting for it to come in. This is a follow-up to what I shared in one of my recent videos. I can't keep track, guys, but I will link it for you. I talked all about my getting off of birth control and my plans for tracking my cycle. And after a lot of research, I decided to order a temp drop. I am so excited about this. They did give me a code for you guys to use, which I will put in the description box for you if anyone wants to try this. Obviously, I haven't tried it yet. I will give y'all like a full review on this after I've used it, which I will start doing tonight because I'm so excited. But basically, the temp drop is a wearable temperature tracker you wear on your arm. And I'm going to combine this with other measures of my cycle tracking to track my cycles as I get off the pill. I'm really hopeful, I'm really excited. So of course, I'll keep you guys posted, but I just had to share that with you. And now, let's make some dinner. So tonight we are making enchiladas, and I am gonna be using the Siete almond flour tortillas. And I actually got a comment on one of my recent videos that I wanted to address. Someone asked specifically about PUFA intake and with a more prometabolic approach, like why I've decided to still include foods like almonds in my diet. Now, polyunsaturated fatty acids, because they are unsaturated, that also means that they're like unstable. They can react with molecules in our body and cause oxidative stress. So where the like autoimmune paleo world takes this approach of removing all inflammatory foods like dairy and grains and sugars, the prometabolic approach is looking more at the metabolism as a whole and acknowledges that these PUFAs, these polyunsaturated fatty acids, cause more oxidative stress on the metabolism. So I will say, since transitioning my diet from paleo to a more metabolically supportive approach, my PUFA intake has drastically decreased. I used to pound the nut butters, the nut flours. This is one of the main reasons why I avoid like attaching myself to any one particular diet or approach in nutrition. This is something that I hope when you guys watch my videos and interact with my content, I hope that I encourage you to do this for yourself, to figure out what works for your own body, because even in the same like world of pro-metabolic eating, there are a lot of different approaches. There are people out there who are telling you that you need to like completely drop all sources of polyunsaturated fatty acids. That is, in my opinion, unnecessary and in a lot of ways unhealthy. I don't think that we should be demonizing any particular food group. I will say this is where like one of my main nutrition philosophies of just trying to get to like the heart of how foods appear in nature. Nuts are not typically made into tortillas. So I get that this is kind of like along that line. But honestly, I just really love these. Like I thoroughly enjoy these. They taste delicious. Also, I could make a homemade cassava flour tortilla, but I just don't want to. I just wanted to address that first. Please always feel free to ask me those kinds of questions. Like I appreciate when you guys are thoughtful enough to acknowledge these things and ask me why I do or don't apply them in my eating. And that's my hope in sharing these what I eat in a day videos, is not to just tell you how you should eat or tell you that everything that I ate today is what you should eat tomorrow, because more than likely what I eat and exactly how I eat and exactly how much I eat is not gonna be exactly what your body needs. I just think this is an example of one of those ways in which sometimes we take things to an extreme. So I do agree that we need to decrease polyunsaturated fatty acids, especially if we are consuming a lot of processed foods, we're eating out a lot, where we're exposed to a ton of seed oils or vegetable oils. Maybe you have to be like a little stricter on the side of these kinds of things, because the rest of my diet is pretty like PUFA free. Besides, like, obviously I still eat avocados and things. I still like these, and I still think that they can fit into a metabolically healing, supportive diet. Siete, I love you. So with that in mind, let's make some enchiladas. I should say, I know in my Whole Foods grocery haul I shared with you guys, I got that green enchilada sauce from Siete. I am gonna be making a homemade sauce today because I am using a recipe from Fallon's batch cookbook. I'm not gonna share it with you because I paid for it, and if you want it, you should pay for it. Of course, I'm not gonna give away her paid content for free. We've made a handful of recipes from this book so far, and oh my gosh, they've been amazing. Chicken pot pie was like insane. So this is my first time making this recipe though, so let's give it a try. Hi, they're home! Are you stealing my gummies?
No.
Are you trying to steal my gummies?
No. Nothing to see here. You want gummy?
Is that how you eat a gummy, Gunner?
You eat gummy? Grating cheese make my muscles look big.
Yes, babe, your muscles have never looked better.
That's right.
I love when you grate my cheese.
I like to grate your cheese.